Hello and welcome to Tuesday's programme.
Coming up tonight between now and 6:30.
Good evening. A Plymouth school set up to educate and train the sports stars of the future is set to close after a damning Ofsted report.
The studio school opened 3 years ago at a cost of over £4 million. In the last few minutes, an emergency meeting there has ended, and parents have told ITV News they are angry at the lack of information they're being given.
Well, for the latest, we can cross live to the school in Derriford, and Jackie Bird is there for us. Jackie, what's prompted this?
Well, it's come.
Next tonight, health and safety charges have been brought against Devon and Cornwall police following the death of a man who had been in their custody.
32-year-old Thomas Orchard, who had paranoid schizophrenia, died in hospital in 2012, a week after suffering a cardiac arrest in a police cell in Exeter.
Our reporter Nick Smith is live outside Devon and Cornwall Police headquarters at Middlemore for us this evening. So, Nick, just explain to us what charges have been brought.
Let's move on to other news now. The family of a woman whose body was discovered at a property in Penzance say they are devastated by her death. Cecilia said
some bus and coach services are to be moved from Exeter bus station as construction work begins on a new station and leisure centre. The City Council said
Dartmoor and Exmoor National Parks are aiming to attract more overseas visitors after securing £1.4 million from Visit England. They've been working.
Next tonight, an animal charity says the growing abuse of horses is leading to an equine crisis in our region.
In the last year, the RSPCA has dealt with over 400 incidents in Devon and Cornwall and says the neglect of horses is getting worse, along with a rise in the abuse of other animals. A warning, Ben McGrail's report contains footage that viewers may find distressing.
You're watching ITV News here in the West Country with John T and Kylie. Thanks for joining us. Still plenty more to come on tonight's programme before 6:30.
And the ITV News continues with the national and the international stories at 6:30. Here's Mary Nightingale with the details.
But next tonight, a new state-of-the-art helicopter which will take over from the two now operated by Cornwall Air Ambulance was unveiled today.
The aircraft will start flying in 2020 if the funding can be found. £5 million has already been committed, but the charity needs to raise another £2.5 million. Here's Steve Hardy. Of course, good to see John doing so well as well. Now, the former Education Secretary Justine Greening has told this programme businesses should do more to help people from poorer backgrounds into the careers they want.
Well, some organisations are taking steps to improve the situation. City College Plymouth, for example, won a Social Mobility Award for their work last year. But there are fears that the so-called social mobility gap could take a generation to close. David Wood reports.
Quick bit of sports news for you now, and in football, Plymouth Argyle continue their League One playoff push tonight. The Pilgrims visit. Now,
a tractor driver from Devon has had an amazing escape after being thrown from his vehicle, which went on to leave a trail of destruction in its wake.
Jason Hudden Fair is near Brixham. Bob, you're going to have to explain this. We can see the damage. What exactly happened?
Yes,
gosh, our best to Jason as well, because that is quite an ordeal to go through. You're a farmer's son, you've driven a tractor. Can you imagine that happening?
Not that. That would be very scary. To be thrown out of a tractor.
Yeah, lucky escape, as we said. It's time for the weather now. Alex has joined us in the studio. It was chilly out there today, Alex.
It was chilly.
Yeah.
It was dreary.
Yeah.
It was a bit miserable, wasn't it, actually?
Yeah.
Obviously,
so now you're going to tell us some really good news. It's going to be great tomorrow.
Gosh, the pressure's on now, right, to deliver good news. Unfortunately...
Thank you. We were saying this is sort of average temperatures. We've been a bit
average
spoiled.
temperatures. It's just because we had that April showers tomorrow, got rain to contend with. They'll be fine, don't worry.
OK.
Alex, thank you.
Before we go, let's remind you of the main headlines here in the West Country this evening, and a Plymouth school set up to train.
And that's all from us this evening. I'll be back with the late news at the usual time of 10:30.
After the break, the ITV News continues with Mary Nightingale. From all of us, have a lovely evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.